The Mexican government, as we see it today, was born on February 5, 1917, in the middle of the Mexican Revolution. Pulling heavily from the U.S. Constitution, the Mexican counterpart established a presidential system of government that operated within a federal power structure. The parallels to the United States become obvious in the state governments of the Mexican nation. Mexico has 31 different states, each of which has its own legislative, judicial, and executive branches. However, the Mexican Constitution dictates that state legislatures must be unicameral, and the executive can only serve a single 6-year term. So state governments look similar across the board, with some minor differences in their judicial systems. In spite of their rigid structure, state governments operate with relative autonomy. After all, each state can levy taxes, pass laws, and regulate business. Yet they are restricted from dealing with foreign powers. As a result, they cannot send diplomats to the UN, make international treaties, or declare war. These powers are reserved for the national government, which also divides into 3 branches: executive, judicial, and legislative. Because of Mexico's history with dictatorships, the 1917 Mexican Constitution limits its executive by allowing a single 6-year term. During that time, the president can propose and enforce law, declare war, and appoint justices to the Mexican Supreme Court. This Supreme Court, known as the Supreme Court of Justice of the nation, encompasses the judicial branch of the national government. It is composed of 11 different ministers who each hold office for a single 15-year term. Appointed by the executive, these ministers choose one justice from among their number to serve as a president of the court. But the legal system of Mexico limits the power of the judicial branch. While the U.S. has a common law system, Mexico operates under civil law, which eliminates the concept of stare decisis. Consequently, judges' decisions have no precedental value, and rather than interpret the law, they simply enforce it. Thus, the majority of the government's power lies with the legislature, who actually writes the laws which the other 2 branches enforce. This governing body divides into an upper house where members serve for 6 years and a lower house, whose term only extends 3 years. The lower house, or the Chamber of Deputies, has 500 members, 300 of whom are elected in single-member district elections, with the remaining 200 being appointed on the basis of a national proportional vote. The upper house, sometimes called the Senate of the Republic, has 128 members, 32 of whom are appointed based on a national proportional vote. Of the remaining 96, 3 come from each state, and 3 come from Mexico City. During the Senate elections, candidates will run in pairs, with the winning ticket earning 2 of the 3 available seats, and the runner-up earning a single seat in the Senate. This creative election system promotes multiple political parties and helps restrain the corruption which has plagued the Mexican government for so long.